The following program is a production of Hō'ike Kauaʻi Community Media. Haʻouli Makahiki Hou Kauaʻi 2025 has arrived and it hit the ground running. Today's episode is going to cover all the new and exciting things happening on Kauaʻi. The founder of Muʻumuʻu Month, Shannon Hiramoto, is here to talk to us all about it. Hale Lihue events are coming up. The Lions Club and the National Tropical Botanical Garden even has some things planned. After a couple weeks off, it feels good to be back. And we have a lot to cover, so let's get to it. I'm Trisha Allen, this is Shannon Hiramoto, and this is the Hō'ike Weekly. There is no shortage of things to do on this beautiful island, and we have a list to prove it. So let's check that list together and see what events are on the way. Did you know that January is Muʻumuʻu Month? Okay, maybe you did, but did you also know that the founder of Muʻumuʻu Month is actually from Kauaʻi? Her name is Shannon Hiramoto, and she is in the studio to talk to us about this breezy and colorful event honoring the classic Hawaiian wardrobe staple. Hi, Shannon.
Hi,
how are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure. You're livening up the place, so please, we're enjoying it. Let's start by talking about what a muʻumuʻu is exactly.
Okay, so muʻumuʻu is a Hawaiian fashion garment. It's usually a long flowing dress, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they're shorter. They were first introduced by the missionaries in Hawaii in the 1820s, and the muʻumuʻu was actually an undergarment. So it was worn under a holoku, which is a more formal, maybe elegant dress that was high-necked, long-sleeved, maybe had a train. And so the muʻumuʻu was something that would be worn under. And it was something that was used as a house dress as well, sometimes used for swimming, and as a nightgown.
Multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose.
Were they very colorful under the clothes? When did the patterns begin?
Yes, they were not colorful at all. They were plain, like muslin fabric. When printed fabric was introduced to Hawaii by the Japanese, which is when the aloha shirts started to be made, that was when the muʻumuʻu began to be worn on its own. So once they were being printed on, then they became dresses that could be worn out in the public. Oh,
very cool. So it's a pretty culturally significant piece of clothing. And did you wear them growing up?
Yes. I grew up in the 80s in Hawaii. So yeah, they were a big staple of our wardrobes, and we would wear them to church, to Aloha Fridays, to celebrations, parties. Every girl had a bunch of muʻumuʻu in our closet.
Oh, that's so great. Your closet looked like this when you were a kid. Maybe a little more colorful.
Yeah, and it was the 80s. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So why don't you tell us about the events that are happening during the Muʻumuʻu Month, which is January?
Yes, this is the 11th annual Muʻumuʻu Month. So I've been doing it since 2015. And it's an opportunity to wear a muʻumuʻu every day, if you want to. I do. And what's fun is that we've also developed like a lot of things to do with friends and to make new friends and things that are culturally significant or just fun. And so we have put together a bunch of different outings and parties. And in the last couple of years, I've been working with the Kauaʻi Historical Society to do these things. So we have quite a few things coming. The biggest thing we have is the Muʻumuʻu Paʻina Luncheon.
Which is happening?
It'll be at Smith's, and it's going to be on January 19th.
Oh, okay. That's the main event, right?
It's the main event. It's a fundraiser for the Kauaʻi Historical Society.
Okay.
The other events are just fun. So there's a lot of free and fun things to do as well.
And it sounds like a really great way to connect with other people in the community. You can kind of bond over and reminisce about all the muʻu in your life and maybe make some together.
Yeah. I would say like that's one of the biggest gifts of the muʻumuʻu is that is a bridge between people, and it just promotes like storytelling and conversations, especially between like different generations, which is really fun. So it's not unusual if I'm wearing one and I'm out and about, like auntie will stop me on the street and be like, oh my gosh, I remember when I used to wear these. And it just develops this like bond that I think doesn't normally happen.
And you make a lot of the mu'umuʻu that you wear, right?
I make some for myself.
Okay.
Majority of my collection is vintage. But because I sew, because I love sewing, it's what I do for a living, I have made a few for myself.
Yeah,
it's a lot to make for other people. I get nervous making them for other people because it's a lot of fabric and it's beautiful fabric, so I don't want to make a mistake.
Oh.
And they're complicated.
I don't see any mistakes at all. I've seen a few that you've made and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Where can we send people now? We have the events up on our screen. So this is the upcoming week's worth of events, but there are more. So where can we send people besides the Hō'ike Weekly? Because you know we're going to update you on them as they come. But if people want to get a head start, where can they go to get the information?
Okay, yeah, social media is a great place to go. If you follow the hashtag Mu'umuʻu Month without the okinas, so just Mu'umuʻu Month.
Got it.
That's a place where you will find everything that everyone is posting their own events. So outside of our Kauai historical events, there's all sorts of things. There's a resellers market happening at Clementine's Closet on January 12th.
Okay.
That's Sunday.
Which is this Sunday.
Yeah, so it's like a mu'u market.
Very cool. Yeah. All right, and the really quickly, the hashtag Mu'umuʻu Month was started by who again? I forget.
Oh, it was me.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, so the story is that, well, I've always loved vintage things. I've always loved secondhand shopping and repurposing. My company, Machine is all about repurposing fabrics. And in 2015, a friend's mother gave me boxes of vintage mu'umuʻu.
Wow.
With the hopes that I could repurpose them into something because no one was actually wearing them at that time. Oh. And so I was like, wow, thank you. And I actually did take a couple apart and I made some strange tote bags or something. And it was actually really sad. And it made me feel really terrible to cut these beautiful dresses apart that were perfectly wearable. They just were out of style. And yet I still had like 60 mu'umuʻu sitting with me. And my sister said, you should just wear them. And I said, I should just wear them. And so that turned into the next month being January, a great way to start the year off. And I said, I'm going to challenge myself to wear one every single day, wherever I go. If I'm out of the house, I'm going to put one on. And I had a bunch extra, and I told people if they want to participate, they can just have one. And that was the start of it.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
2015, is it 10 years or 11
years? It's 11 years. This is the 11th annual.
Wow. We're so glad that you decided to challenge yourself and wear different mu'umuʻu every day for the month of January, way back in 2015. And we're very thankful that you came in the studio today to tell us all about it. For more information, you can scan the QR code or you can go to our tiny URL link in the show notes if you're listening to this in the podcast studio. Otherwise, stay tuned because Hō'ike will fill you in on all the goings on in regards to Mu'umuʻu Month. Thank you again, Shannon.
Thank you.
On January 14th at 10 a.m., special Mu'u Museum tour is taking place at the Kauai Veterans Center and Museum. On January 17th at 10:30, the Little Miso Bookmobile will be at Fresh Shave in the Old Kaloa Town Courtyard. January 18th at 10 a.m., there's a Grove Farm Museum tour at the Grove Farm Museum in Lihue. Also, January 18th at 4 p.m., the monthly Mu'u presents Mu'umuʻu Rum Tour at Kilohana Plantation in Lihue, and the main event happens January 19th at noon. The Mu'umuʻu Pa'ina Luncheon, Smith's Tropical Paradise Garden, is where that's located. For more information, you can scan the QR code on your screen. But there's more to talk about. Surfrider Kauaʻi, for example, they're holding classes on marine debris education January 13th and 14th, with additional classes January 21st, 27th, and 28th. For more information on Surfrider and the rest of their planned events, you can visit their Instagram page at Surfrider Kauaʻi. The Department of Agriculture is holding conservation workshops at several locations next week. Farmers, ranchers, and foresters working on farm and ag land who attend the event will be able to get some great info about financial and technical assistance, farm loans, soil health, crop insurance, and more. On January 15th, a workshop for West Kauai will be held at the Hanapepe Library. The East Kauai workshop is scheduled for January 16th at the Kauai Memorial Convention Hall, and the North Kauai workshop will be held January 17th at the Anahola Clubhouse. All workshops take place from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Questions can be answered by emailing the Natural Resources Conservation Service Outreach Coordinator, Jolene Lau, at jolene.lau@usda.gov. The National Tropical Botanical Garden will be holding a Grow Aloha plant giveaway on Saturday, July 18th, but at 2 different locations. One on the South Shore at their Visitor Center in Koloa, and the other on the North Shore at Limahuli Garden in Ha'ena. Every 3rd Saturday of the month, they give the public a chance to adopt a specific type of plant. And this month's plant is the beloved Ilima with its vibrant yellow flowers. It's also the official flower of Oahu. For more information about the event, you can go to ntbg.org/Grow Aloha. Out with the old and in with the new, right? That's what they say at the beginning of the new year, and the Lions Club International is helping to make good use of some of those old things. Specifically, if you have old glasses, the kind you wear on your face, not the kind you drink out of. January 18th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., both prescription eyeglasses as well as readers will be accepted at 5 different locations island-wide. The Konglung Market Center in Kilauea, Big Save in Kapa'a, both Walmart and Long's Drugs in Lihue, as well as Big Save in Eleele. The Kauai Community Players held opening night for their latest performance of On Golden Pond last week, and they'll be having performances that run Thursday through Sunday until January 19th. I was fortunate enough to meet with 2 of the actors at the Puhi Theatrical Warehouse recently and spoke with them about their performances as well as the incredible set they have for it. Check it out. Hi, we are in what's the name of this studio or theater?
It's a Puhi Theatrical Warehouse, and it's used by Kauai Community Players for half the year and Hawaii Children's Theater for the other half.
Okay, and this is a performance by Kauai Community Players.
Yep.
Got it, yeah, because there's no children in the show.
Yeah.
I'm Trisha Allen, and with me we have Tom and Natalie, both lead roles in the upcoming performance, or current performance, actually. You guys already had opening night.
We've had sold-out houses every night so far.
That's fantastic. On Golden Pond is the name of the play, and they're here to tell us a little bit about it, backed by this elaborate and incredibly made set. I feel very at home here. It's giving koke'e, and I'm here for it. So Tom, tell us a little bit about your character and maybe just the play overall.
The play On Golden Pond was written in the 70s, and then in the 80s, early 80s, they made a movie out of it with Henry Fonda and Katharine Hepburn and Jane Fonda, and it won all the awards. The picture, the actress, the screenplay, everything. I play the role that Henry Fonda played, so I'm an 80-year-old, and so part of my acting is portraying that I'm 80 years old. And the best compliment I've had is I had an elderly person come up to me and go, "I didn't know you weren't 80 until the curtain call." I went, "Score!" But it's a story about Ethel and Norman Thayer. They have gone to their lakeside cabin for 48 years, and he's on the end stages of his life and has a very wry sense of humor. And then Natalie is our daughter, and we're kind of in a estranged relationship, and we kind of end up bonding.
We do. And I think he painted a very nice picture of Norman Thayer, but I think he's kind of rude and mean and belligerent.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, and he didn't treat me very well when I was a child. So, but we figure out a way to get through that. I love the show because to me, I think it's about something that we all struggle with from our childhood, and maybe some things that we don't think were very fair that our parents did, or the way they treated us, and childhood trauma always runs into adulthood. But then we struggle with, how do you build that relationship back with your parents and let them in and forgive them? So I look at it as a really beautiful story of forgiveness and exploring that with parents. And then it's also a really good window into a parent with maybe dementia that needs to, and what that relationship looks like and how that impacts the family too. So I think the story just is so relatable all the way around for everybody.
Because I definitely have dementia in the play. I remember my lines, but part of those lines I don't remember.
Natalie, can you tell us when the play is going to be showing, when you guys are going to be performing on Golden Pond?
Sure. Yep. We run until the 19th, and we perform each Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 4 p.m.
At the Puhi Theatrical Warehouse.
Yeah.
Got it.
But we only seat 55, and with sellout crowds last week, we're hoping to fill up again.
Okay. So the website that people can go to get information is
KauaiCommunityPlayers.org.
Oh, that's easy
and they
to
can
remember.
get tickets right there and support live theater in Kauai.
What's your favorite line in the play?
I know my least favorite line.
We can go with that. We can do least favorite.
My least favorite line, just what a mean person I am. I see my daughter after 8 years, and the second thing I say to her is, "Look, Ethel, it's our little fat girl."
Yeah, it's like terrible.
And
It's
I
like a
hate
body
that line.
shamer. He's a body shamer.
But he's just kind of mean that way at times, but also can be very charming,
Okay.
I hope.
Natalie, what's your favorite line in the play?
Gosh, I was trying to think because I really like so many of the different things.
Or the most
That I-
memorable, like the one that sticks?
I would say when I look at Norman and I say I want to be your friend, and we build that bridge. And there are some really great moments between the two of us.
All right. I know I didn't want to give away too much, so thank you for telling us that. And I will leave the rest for the attendees or the viewers, the public, when they come and they watch this play and get their eyes on this beautiful set. I could just grab a cup of hot cocoa and make myself at home at this fireplace. This is incredible. Now, one more time, let's talk about when you folks are going to be performing and where and all that good stuff.
Okay, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, closing on the 19th of January. And Sunday is a 4 o'clock matinee. And right now, the 2 Sundays left are sold out. This Friday is sold out.
Wow.
But it's 7 o'clock during the normal week and 4 o'clock on Sunday.
So it's safe to say that if people want to come see this play, they might need to hurry up and go to the website to get the information they need in order to do that, which is Kauai.
I don't even know.
KauaiCommunityPlayers.org.
KauaiCommunityPlayers.org. Fantastic. Natalie, Tom, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and inviting me to this set, because can I just stick around for a little bit and take
Sure.
a nap on the couch?
Sure. It's a super comfy couch.
It looks really
Yeah, it just
comfortable.
kinda holds you.
I'm going to rock in the chair. I'm going to go up those stairs and see where they lead. I mean, this set is incredible.
I thought about when it's done, we'll just move the entire set to Kokei and I'd have a cabin there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have the talented people, especially our tech people.
Yeah.
Steve Whitney, he's
Yep.
absolutely amazing. He's behind the scenes doing so many amazing things for us. And
And Joe Grande directed it. And
yeah,
it's a great cast with the other actors, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, this interview's been a lot of fun. So thank you very much again. Not on goldenpond.com.
On Golden Pond.
The play is on Golden Pond. The website where you can get information about show times and tickets is KauaiCommunityPlayers.org.
Got it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
College can be expensive these days, and applying for scholarships can also be kind of complicated, especially if you don't know where to look. Thankfully, Hale Lihue and KCC are here to help. On Wednesday, January 22nd, they'll be holding a 2025 scholarship workshop from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Kamehameha Schools Resource Hale in Lihue. There, students can learn about local, state, and school scholarships that are available, and even get additional support filling out applications and writing essays. More information for that event can be found on Instagram at Haleopio Kauaʻi or by scanning that QR code on your screen. Downtown Lihue is always abuzz with activity, especially at Hale Lihue, located at 4286 Rice Street and backed by the Rice Street Business Foundation. Hale Lihue is a place where Kauaʻi residents can come to connect with each other, as well as the island that we call home. Let's check out what they have planned this week. First up, Puppy Hour. On January 14th, the Kauaʻi Humane Society will be on site at Hale Lihue with adorable and, more importantly, adoptable puppies to snuggle and play with from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This event is not only amazingly cute, it's also open to the public and no registration is required. On January 17th, Hale Lihue will host an event called No Ka Lahui in observance of the overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. In addition to cultural activities, demonstrations, and live Hawaiian music, the event will feature guest speakers like our friend Nalani Kaniakua from Ko'olaulimu Project and Jose Lova Foundation. Chanel Josiah from the Hawaii Community Lending will also be there, along with Palika Andrade of Namaka Ona Ona. The event runs from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and is open to the public. Now, for the entire month of January at Hale Lihue, every Wednesday is Wee Wiggle Time. The Little Miso Bookmobile will be on site at 9:30 a.m. during these events to offer keiki ages 0 to 2, as well as their caregivers, of course, some time to read and play together. For a full list of Hale Lihue events, as well as community center information, you can scan the QR code on your screen, or if you're listening on our podcast studio, you can click the tiny URL link in the show notes. Now, we all know for a small island, there sure is a lot happening, so it's time to get caught up on the latest with a quick news flash. Wilcox Medical Center nurses have 30 days to decide whether to strike or not, according to a recent article posted on KauaiNowNews.com. 76% of the 159-member nursing team at Wilcox voted to authorize a strike just before New Year's Day, and I'm being told they're meeting today as well, so we'll have more information as this story develops. The full article, though, can be found at KauaiNowNews.com. KPD is warning residents about scammers pretending to be police officers. We've seen this scam before, haven't we, Kauaʻi? I want to say a little bit about these callers. They claim the victim that they have called has a warrant for arrest due to missed jury duty or unpaid fines, and they pressure them with threats to pay large sums to avoid arrest. Now, scammers may use real names, court addresses, and even manipulate caller ID to make these calls appear legitimate. It's important to know, though, that KPD will never request payments over the phone, and all official court communications, including jury summons, are sent through U.S. mail only. If you're unsure and you've received one of these calls, hang up and verify directly with the Kauai Police Department at 808-241-1711. Residents are encouraged to remain vigilant and report suspicious calls to dispatch. Make sure you check in with Kupuna as well, because they tend to be prime targets. A new Kauai County satellite office is now open in Kapa'a. The new office is located at the Kapa'a Armory on Kahau Road and will offer limited services for the Department of Finance and motor vehicles. During the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, the new office will provide motor vehicle transactions and the availability to make utility payments and purchase bus passes, as well as tipping coupons. There is no walk-in service or kupuna hours available at this location just yet, so appointments for these services are necessary, but they can be done the same way you'd make an appointment for the Lihue location by visiting the DMV's website and clicking on Book Your DMV Appointment. The County of Kauai's housing agency is accepting proposals for its homeless program grants, offering up to $500,000 to eligible nonprofits addressing homelessness. Applications must be submitted via email in PDF format to homelessprogramsgrants@kauai.gov, and they have to be submitted by 4:30 p.m. on January 31st, 2025. Late submissions will not be considered, and priority will go to impactful, fiscally sound initiatives guided by the county's 5-year homeless strategic plan. For details and the request for proposals, visit the homeless support webpage at kauaʻi.gov. Some exciting plans for new skate parks in Hanapepe and Naʻauili were released during a final round of public meetings just before the new year. Dreamland Skate Parks is the company responsible for the design and build at both locations. The planned Hanapepe skate park will encompass 10,000 square feet and replace the site's wooden half pipes, which will be refurbished and then relocated to Koloa. Features included at the Hanapepe location will cater to all age groups and skill levels, utilizing different colors, textures, and skatable artworks built into the concrete environment. As for the Naʻauili Park, a 30,000 square foot park will be fronting Kalapaki Bay, and its plan is to be used as a competitive championship skate park. Details and plans are available in Scott Yunker's article posted on KauaiNowNews.com. Specific questions about the parks and their progress can be answered by contacting Dreamland Skate Parks on their website, dreamlandskateparks.com, or you can go to their Instagram account at Dreamland Skate Parks. All right, Kauaʻi, that's all the Hō'ike we have for you this week. I'm Trisha Allen, wishing you love and aloha. Hō'ike Kauaʻi Community Media's president and CEO is Allegra Gaines. Administrative assistant, Leiko Someda. Production and education services by Roger Olson. Production and IT services by Max Richardson. News and events producer, Trisha Allen. County producer and social media manager, Olivia Franco.